And what about the tight figures just before they go in?
Well, another open race coming up, Pete. It's hard to pick who's going to run the favourite. End Zone's at $6.50 at the moment, but I know it's much bigger odds on track. Devlin's Bridge at $6.90. Mavourtrice won Cup Carnival last year, $11.90. $10.50 Flash Line, number 9. $8.30 Key Reversal. $12 Off to Sea. $9.70 Satashi. Par 4 is well in commission, number 17. And it's at about $8.10 on Super Tab. It could firm up. Tricky race. Tim, what about the betting ring?
Yeah, they've only backed one, Dan, really. Number 17, Par 4 for the emergency. It's been heavily commissioned in the ring, and you're dead right. End Zone is much longer in the ring than it is on the tote. But Par 4, the best back runner in the first.
And you can see they are starting to fill the gates rapidly here for the first race on the program. So up in the box with Dan Malicki is Gary Willits. And Gary, I bet you didn't know that the bloke you're standing beside had such a good singing voice. We found out about that the other night.
Oh, really? He's got Eton tenants, has he, Peter?
Oh, he's very good, yes.
Oh,
Elton John, move over.
There you go. Yes, well, this is a very good race, this, but I like the look of the 11 Key Reversal. Dan and I both remarked when it went past us going down the race, it looked fantastic. And the other one was the 6 Devlin's Bridge. It looked all right. And the one down the bottom, Par 4, I saw that win at Geelong. It was a big win, and I understand it slipped down when it came into the barrier at Caulfield.
And Caulfield on a slightly affected track, and it must have resented it. Was the first beat, and it really didn't go a yard, Gary, so maybe its confidence was dented, and there's good support for it today, even though it's drawn what is now barrier 4. We expect the outside to be faster. There's no guarantee on that.
No, I went and had a walk on the track, and I didn't think there's a lot of difference. The outside may be just a little bit faster, but not a lot of difference at all here.
Chardonnay and Ice to link up. 1,100 metres is the distance of the first. Gee, an open race, all right. 7.40 Par 4, 7.20 End Zone, 7.30 Devlin's Bridge, 7.50 Key Reversal. Any one of that quartet could run the outright favourite. Now, Chardonnay and Ice going up to its barrier. It's on the outside stall or closest to the grandstand rail. Gate 16, and they're all set. Race 1, final day of the carnival, racing now. And Chardonnay and Ice from its outside barrier is right up there, obviously, with Key Reversal End Zone. Showing good pace in the early part was one of the bolters, and that was Land Rule. It's trying to come across, and it works to the lead now with Key Reversal, and Mavourtrice is working its way across, and Stalker's pretty handy to them as well. Inward, though, was Price of Love. It's almost down the middle of the track. And also up there was Off to Sea with Devlin's Bridge, just getting off the pace a bit. Lustrum, it's just dug up a little bit, and Haggle was immediately inside of it as they ran onto the course proper. They've got about 500 left to travel. It's Mavourtrice, Stalker, Land Rule, Key Reversal hard up against the outside rail. Right behind those was Satashi. Devlin's Bridge is travelling to the race. Par 4 ridden along. Off to Sea has made up some ground, and then Flashline under a bit of pressure. Stalker went to the lead now. Key Reversal's under pressure. Devlin's Bridge and Off to Sea come after Stalker. Off to Sea and Devlin's Bridge, 2 lengths to Stalker. It's Off to Sea. Devlin's Bridge the outside. They settle down to fight it out. Off to Sea with its head in front of Devlin's Bridge. Off to Sea just in front, and Off to Sea beat Devlin's Bridge. They came right away from Stalker, who grabs third. Not far behind them, Keystone was a good run coming from last, and they were followed in by Future Perfect. It was always back in the second half of the field, but it ran on, as did Haggle, then Chardonnay and Ice. Next home would have been Flashline, and then Mavourtrice, which knocked up, as did the rest of them. Price of Love, Satashi, and getting back, Key Reversal dropped right out of it towards the end with Land Rule, and Par 4 was one of the first beaten as well.
Well, Off to Sea, number 14, ridden by Darren Bevan. It drew 3 down, and I noticed they all went to the outside. Had a nice run, but Off to Sea, they fought it out well with Devlin's Bridge. I thought Devlin's Bridge had its measure, but the other horse was just too strong. Came back really well, the 14.
We found in most of the straight races, perhaps bar one, that the 5 or 6 abreast that are sharing the lead are all gone at the 400, and the horses that are sitting off them, and they can be horses that like a bit further in distance, are getting to them, 200 or 300 metres out and fighting it out.
Yeah, like here's a great go here.
All the leaders are gone here. Stalker did a brave job because it was beaten 5 lengths, but it held all the others at bay, and the first and second horses have come from off the pace, about middle of the field, only a couple of lengths from the lead because they were well bunched.
Yes, and I think they've just had that little bit of cover. Here's Off to Sea and Devlin's Bridge. They got right away from the others here, Dan. They work away here. Off to Sea just holds that narrow margin. Just keeps fighting away there.
And they pulled right away from the others.
Left the others standing.
I thought Chardonnay and Ice was a bit unlucky because it seemed to be held up until about the 100. and it didn't lose ground from that point, but the race was over anyway. But it's run about 6th. 4th in was number 3, and 5th in was number 4. The time was 1:03.1, so that's a terrific run. The track is rated officially as good, and the track record is 1:02.3, which is held by, was an open class handicapper, Mr. Cube, so the time is very good.
Oh, very fast, the track. But off to see, trained by Charlie Goggin at Geelong. Won nicely at Geelong last start, and has paid good odds today, Dan.
Overall record has been pretty good as well. Only a lightly raced sprinter. He's had the 13 starts, 3 wins, 6 seconds and a third now. And the runner-up did a pretty good job too. He travelled well, Devlin's Bridge. It's only had 7 lifetime starts.
Yeah.
They should both get better, and Stalker for a first-up run was excellent. Here's Mark Aston.
Well, Charlie Goggin's not here, but Tammy is. Charlie's form, that was a good win.
Yeah, it was a good win. He got to line really well, and he's decided to put it all together now.
And a pretty impressive performance at Geelong.
Yes, yeah, he's learning all the time. I think he's just got better as he got races. He's only had 13 starts, but yeah, he's pretty impressive today. That was good.
What's Charlie going to do with him now?
Well, he was thinking about giving him a bit of a let-up, but he'll probably persevere a bit longer now. He goes well fresh. I think he's a good sprinter now, so yeah, it's good to break through in town anyhow.
Oh, congratulations. Pass on our best to Charlie.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. Thanks, Peter.
Mark Aston in the mounting yard with the connections of the winner Off to Sea, representing trainer Charlie Goggin. Devlin's Bridge 2nd and Stalker 3rd. The numbers are 14, 6 and 16. And interesting to note that Devlin's Bridge came out of Off to Sea came out of an inside gate there, got to the outside and did a good job under Darren Beedman. The first event, run and won. We'll be back with the weight signal and dividends after this. We've already seen it many times throughout the carnival, and hopefully we'll see it on 9 occasions today. Des Gleeson waving the arm and signifying correct weight. I won't say anything about not having had a protest yet, because I know what'll happen if I do. I think I just did. Maybe I should have kept quiet. There's the weight signal. Correct weights there, brought to you by Liberty Financial on the first event for the numbers 14, 6 and 16. So Dan Malicki can bring us the dividends for all around Australia.
Yes, Peter, Off to See 13.70 and 4.20 on Super Tab, 2.40 Devlin's Bridge and 11.70 for Stalker, 26.60 the Quinella, Exacta 92.20 in the Trifecta. It's a big one to start the day, isn't it? $4,521.20 with that correct weight. 14, 6 and 16. Horses that weren't really mentioned in the rundown, even though it was a very open race, Tim.
Very much so, Dan, and they backed sort of par 4 very strongly. The first emergency, the David Hall trained runner, and it went awful, and Devlin's Bridge stablemate almost snuck away with the race, but certainly a winning result for the bookmakers. Race 2, not going to be a great betting race. I can tell you that Bel Esprit number 2 is very, very short. In fact, officially the shortest runner of the carnival so far, Pete.
Okay, and entitled to be probably, Tim, after the win at Moonee Valley was most impressive there. And we're going to have a look at the tote figures in just a moment on race 2 on the card, and also the presentation coming up after the first in just a moment. Did you go with the favourite here, Jen?
Well, look, I haven't. I think he's definitely got a chance in the race number 2, Bel Esprit, but I'm going with number 7, Royal Hero. Surely on breeding, Pete. The mother of this horse did win a race as a 2-year-old in the UK, and of course being by Rory's Jester, I thought, you know, probably there with a good, strong, fast chance in the race.
So it's the value at $14.90, and there's no value about Bel Esprit, as you can see here. It has come up very short, but certainly on the Moonee Valley performance, Simon, you'd expect that it's going to be the one to beat, I think.
He's very big, very strong and forward. He looks like a ready-made 3-year-old. Having a look at him, Cox Plate Day at the Valley there, Pete. But I'm going to go with the toppy, Wyndham Glory from the McAvoy stable. I think this horse will improve a great deal from its last start, 2nd at Flemington here. Big improver, so I'm not going to take the unders, I'm going the overs.
Let's see you go the 5.
I do, Pete, and gee, the wraps on this horse are very, very big, and I just really can't see it getting beat.
Okay, so Bel Esprit from 4 of us, Royal Hero from Jen, and the top one, Wyndham Glory from Simon Marshall in race 2 on the card. That's the Clemenger BBDO Maribyrnong plate, and it's due to commence at 11:55. We just saw the ponies there before with the kids, and of course we've got the Shetland pony race on today, and that's always one of the highlights, isn't it?
It is. It's great fun, and it's great to see the kids getting out there and having a ball, jumping those little Cavaletti jumps. it's a real highlight on the last day.
And don't they attack the jumps too?
It is their Melbourne Cup. They think they're in the Melbourne Cup when they bring the sheddies out and they've got the hurdles beat and they put their little legs out and they whack the ribs of the sheddies. Some of them get dirty on it too. Let's see, and they pull up and stop.
They have a shot, Simon, don't they?
They're so hard to control though, aren't they, those Shetlands?
Oh, well, I learned to ride on a Shetland bareback, Jen, and you know, and because they're so short and stocky, they trot and they jig jog and they've got all the rules in the books too. They drop the shoulder and whip you around to get rid of you, but they're the greatest little animals of all time. Sometimes you feel like picking them up and giving them a hug. You're just about good with some of them.
Yeah, we'll have a look at them a little bit later on, and we'll certainly be keeping an eye on the start because some of them go in one direction and some go in the other. Time now for the presentation after the running of the first, and here is the Managing Director of TUI's Victoria, Mr. Simon Holloway.
Chairman and members of the VRC committee, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present the trophy for the TUI's new sprint. On behalf of the owner and the trainer who cannot be here today, I'd like to present the trophy to Tammy Mulross.
Well done to the connections of the first winner on Emirates Stakes Day, Off to Sea, defeating Devlin's Bridge and Stalker in race 1. There you see the dividends for all around Australia on the first race on the program, the first of 9 races today. We're going to take a break. The next is coming up at 5 minutes to 12, and when we come back, we'll be taking a look at the big one of the day, the Group 1 Emirates Stakes, and hopefully finding you the winner. One of the reasons this man is the best jockey in the country is his professionalism. Damien Oliver out there seeing exactly where the best going is. Is it hard up on the rail? Is it 2 off? Is it 3 off? He will know every blade of grass in the Flemington Straight by the time he completes his riding engagements today, and that's why he is the best. Damien Oliver out there on the track. Okay, time to have a look at the big race of the day. It is the Group 1 Emirates Stakes. Traditionally, it is a very hard race to pick the winner. As we've already said, this year is no exception, Jen. We're going to have a look at the other mile race, the Toorak Handicap, which was won by one of the good chances for this race until he was scratched, Shower Heart, but we're also going to have a look at the run of Crawl as well.
Yes, there's a few, Peter, as well. Defier is in this, and La Zagaleta, who's a grey horse who runs home well. I thought it was a good effort by La Zagaleta. Does like the sting out of the track quite often. Crawl had no luck. Defier runs home well along the inside there in the pink hat. Yeah, there's a few good runs.
And that was the favourite in the white colours of Mission in the Black Cap, Pete. Got held up halfway down the straight, flew home that last little bit too, Jen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good lead up.
Few hard luck stories coming out of that race when they were stretched across the track. Let's have a look at the Salinger, Simon, principally to have a look at Hire. Now, I've got no doubt that he is the best horse in the race this afternoon with natural ability, but will he put his best foot forward?
Well, that's the thing, Pete. He has been known in the racing circles to be a bit of a milk drinker, let's see.
Yes, he has, Simon.
Bit of a pussycat on race day. He's got loads of ability, though. And he proved
6 seconds.
He's proved that again. Like, I thought he was a Doncaster horse back there last season, and he just hasn't sort of won his race. He's only had 5 wins for how many starts, Letzi?
He's had 20 starts.
Well, you see him getting home here, and he can sprint brilliantly over the 1200. He's had a nice soft preparation, which I think is going to suit the horse from the Johnny Hawk stable. He's going to fall out into the under handicap conditions over the 1600 a day. He's stepping up from the 12. He doesn't really know what he's getting ready for, and I think Hawksy's just programmed him right.
Yeah, I reckon if they can get his head right today, he's the one to beat. Higher. Now, we're also going to have a look, let's see, at the McKinnon Stakes from Saturday, particularly the runs of the winner, La Bella Dama, and, of course, the third horse, Mission, who ran home very strongly.
Actually, La Bella Dama, she had a nice, cosy run in front. I don't think she'll get that today.
Yeah, the sectionals, they just walked around the first 1,200 metres.
And Scotty Seamer couldn't believe that he got the lead so easy, and he just had it so cheap in front. But Mission was a terrific run in this race. I spoke to actually Brett Preble, who rode Mission on Saturday, and I said, gee, it was a good run, Brett. And he said, yeah, he said the horse is right on now.
What about these two horses? Let's see, Mission and La Bella Dama. They're both dropping back from the 2000 to the 1600. And what about La Bella Dama? A lot of people won't have her, but gee, she won well Cox Plate Day, and she went on and won the McKinnon.
Yeah, she did, Simon, but I just feel today with the 1600, there's going to be a lot of pressure on her today. I think it's going to suit a horse like Mission better, because he's going to have a nice cushy run, isn't he?
Yep.
And, well, D. Oliver as well, not taking anything away from Brett Preble, but D. Oliver, he'll slot him into a nice spot. And I really feel with his finishing burst last year, we did see him, didn't we?
Yes.
When he won, and he was entitled to get beat last year where he was. He didn't have any luck at all. All of a sudden, bang, he was through there. Very convincing win.
There are the tote figures as they stand at present. You can see that Umrum has been easy. Explaining the figures on the right, The white figures are the ones that have eased out, so Umrum going out $2.90 out to $15.50. You can see Emission has tightened up a little bit. It was $4.20 when we first saw it. There's been a little bit of money at odds for number 15, and that is Lord Essex, and Desert Eagle is out amongst the outsiders of the race, along with Brave Prince. OK, let's find out the selections from the experts. As always, ladies first. Jennifer?
Thank you, Pete. And number 13, Defire I Like. I don't think he was suited at Moonee Valley at his last start, and I thought he was there with a very strong chance in the Emirates. Number 4, Crawl. I put him for second. Number 7, Weasel, and my best outsider, number 2, Umrum, only because his runs have been terrific up until last run, and I just don't know what happened to him. He's a better horse than that.
Down the straight here, Jen. He was working with Northerly prior to him running into Cox Plate, this horse, and he was flying on the track. May have done just a little bit too much in track work, we don't know. A lot fresher today, and under the handicap conditions, he loves the mile.
Yeah, he does, and you know, some of those runs where he should have finished a lot closer were terrific, but his last one, you know, that's just the...
If we can forget that, Jen, his consistency at Group 1 level at the 1600, you've got to have him.
What about your selection, Simon?
OK, Pete, I think Jen's a great judge, as always. Defire on top. He was very unlucky in the Toorak. He got poleaxed at the top of the straight, and I agree with Jen, he didn't really like Moonee Valley there last start. Going to put number 10, Emission, in for second, going to get the best run in the race with Damien Olive, 53 kilos under the handicap conditions, and higher in for third, Pete, Flying Home.
OK, and he says optimistically, Letsy, can you do these quickly?
Yes, number 5 I did like Pete. I think Johnny Hawks can Quinella the race 5 to beat number 4. Higher to beat Crawl for third. I put in number 7 Weezer Will, consistency all the way, and Emission I put in for my roughie, but he's going to come up favourite. Yeah, he is the favourite. I've gone higher, La Bella Dama and Emission, and Defire is my best outsider in the race. Plenty more action to come. The ladies are here, the young ladies are here, the young gentlemen are here. It's a great family atmosphere on this, the last day of the carnival, and when we return, we'll continue our coverage of the 2001 Melbourne Cup Carnival live around Australia from the Course of History, Flemington, on Network 10. The kids are having a great day out here, and they've got all sorts of entertainment to keep them occupied while Mum and Dad enjoy the atmosphere and enjoy the racing on the final day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival. And I know one place where there's going to be plenty of kids enjoying themselves today. That is in the Channel 10 marquee, and it's time to officially say for the first time today, good morning to the beautiful Sandra Sully.
Good morning, Peter. As you can see, it's family day here at the races, and families are out in force. It's really all about kids, isn't it, today? We've got balloons and rides, our favourite characters, and I've got a whole lot of new friends, and we're going to be having a ball. What's your name? Joshua. What do you like about the races, Joshua? Fun. Just fun? What about you?
I love it. Just a good day.
Good day. And what's your name? Madison. Are you going to be running in the fashions of the field today? You're looking very beautiful. No? And what about you, Veronica? You're just going to enjoy the day. Well, we've got lots of sunshine, plenty of nice food, loads of fun, don't we? You're going to be having a good day?
Yeah.
I think so. OK, Peter, we better go to a break because, you know, I have a young child in hand, little James Patterson here, who I think's doing a sterling job with his Network 10 uniform, don't you think? Looking very handsome. Bit of a chip off the old block, I think. Sandy and Chris, with their little son, James. We better go to a break. Stay with us here at Flemington. We'll be back with all the action, fun and excitement right here on, everybody, Network 10. See you soon.
Further back to May the Horse be Review. Give the slip in front. 4 lengths to the mare Ethereal giving chase. Then Persian Punch. Further back to May the Horse be Review. The leader Give the slip. Ethereal's coming hard on the outside. The New Zealand mare Ethereal after Give the slip.
time-honoured races on the calendar coming up now. The Maribyrnong Plate this year sponsored by Clemenger BBDO. It is a Group 2 race, the 131st running of this race, and it is for the babies. The equine babies, that is, and as the face painting goes on, the preparations are going on at the mounting yard. So let's have a look at all of these runners, starting off with Wyndham Glory, ridden by Howard Cheng for Tony McAvoy.
Well, Wyndham Glory led on Tuesday and was probably just no match there for the winner, Cool Trent, Pete. Maybe the firmer track here might help him. Howard Cheng to ride, gives him a chance to ride a winner here. I've left him there with some chance in the race.
What about the familiar style of Smoky Trelaw? We saw it in action aboard Bella Spree in the win at Moonee Valley. John Simons, the trainer.
Yes, very nice win there by Bella Spree, and does look like a horse with quite a bit of potential. Great to see Wayne Trelaw back in the winner's circle, wouldn't it, in Spring Carnival?
Absolutely. Number 3 is Riona, Karen McAvoy for John Hawkes.
Good win first up by Riona, and then was caught wide and, yeah, just managed to figure in the placings there behind Brief Embrace. I'd give her a place chance in this, Pete.
4 is Nasuno Jen, Brett Preble, the rider for Dean Lawson.
Put in a good debut, running second. Got back and sort of off midfield and ran on quite strongly there. So on the strength of that run, you'd have to consider Nasuno a chance.
Nice type too in the mounting yard. Lovely looking colt. Number 5 is Koozie, and the rider is Damien Oliver for Lee Friedman.
Wearing the blinkers for the first time here. It was a bit green at Moonee Valley, so the blinkers might just help it a little bit. If it goes straight, I think it's there with an each-way chance.
Greg Childs hops aboard number 6, and that is Baron Joey Sunrise for Alan Bailey.
Ran 8th at its only start, Pete, and just probably didn't do enough for my liking. I'd like to see it one more time. Has got the blinkers on for the first time, but prefer to watch here.
Now, the one you like in the race is a winning combination. Russell Cameron, the trainer, Stephen Arnold, the rider, and the horse is Royal Hero.
Yeah, it's just bred to go very fast as a young horse, Pete, being by Rory's Jester and out of a 2-year-old winner in England. So just on breeding, I'm leaving it there with a good chance.
And the last one, trained by Wayne Nichols at Benalla, to be ridden by Darren Gauci, number 8, Emma Teller.
Nice debut from Emma Teller at Bendigo. Was beaten 2.5 lengths there by Flashed. The form's been pretty good out of that. So with natural improvement, probably a place chance in the race.
What's your try, Jen?
Okay, the trifecta, I'll go number 7, Royal Hero from 2, Bella Spree, and number 4, Nasumo.
Dan, what are the tape hunters doing in race 2?
Bella Spree at $1.70 was $1.40 at one stage, Pete, so it's actually got out a little bit. A 7.10 for Cuzzy, number 5, 7.40 Wyndham Glory, and then you can see the double figures, or just in double figures, a Riona 3, Nasuno number 4, and Royal Heroes at $13 the first starter. So, Tim, this is one of the races where the best guide we get is from the betting ring, so all ears are with you.
Oh, thank you very much, Dan. It's only taken 4 days, but we got there eventually. Thanks for the wrap. Bella Spree opened up very short, as you mentioned, on the tote. It got the drifts. It even touched black figures dollar for dollar at one stage. Just been slightly specced. Clearly the best back runner is number 1, Wyndham Glory. And all the bookmakers and punters alike agree with you, Jenny Chapman. They believe the firm track will help Wyndham Glory. Bella Spree will jump favourite. The best back in the race is number 1, Wyndham Glory.
Tim Gossage reporting from the betting ring. We're talking about 1,000 metres here down the famous straight, and you would expect that they will all come to the outside rail here, being just the small field. There are the selections. Favourite from most of us, Royal Hero for Jen, Wyndham Glory from Simon Marshall, the one that they have backed in the race, and there it is out behind the gates and a little on the toe by the look of it, Simon.
Yeah, by Rory's gesture, Pete, I think that's why the money's come forward in the ring. Back on a dry track here, and fully improved too from its first up run, but got the blinkers on. Looks like it's ready to go today.
Crowd rolling in, and the clouds are rolling over Flemington, so they are predicting a little rain later in the day, but still a very good crowd looking at behind our studio here at Flemington as they move in. 1 or 2 of them just getting a little edgy in the gates, and quite often you'll see here, Letzi, if one decides to go off with the babies, a few of them follow suit.
Yeah, especially with the babies, but they're pretty well behaved, aren't they? And as we've said so many times, that the barrier attendants do a wonderful job. They settle horses down. Simon, you've had the experience over the years with these guys working, haven't you?
Oh, they're super, the boys. They get every very good indeed, Pete.
Okay, let's go up to Gary Willits and see how he marked them.
Yeah, I like the 2, Peter. Bella Spree, it looks fantastic. Beautiful looking colt by Royal Academy. Draw an 8, I think Wayne Trelaw will just get on that outside rail and say goodbye, boys. But what I did like to look at was the 5 Cushy, trained by Lee Friedman, Damien Oliver to ride. Got blinkers on. I saw it work at before the Cox Plate with Breakfast with the Stars, and it did work very well. With the blinkers on, it might liven it up a little bit.
The Baron Joey Sunrise goes in. Bella Spree coming up to barrier 8. It's a powerhouse looking horse. He's not overly big, but geez,
Yeah, strong, real sprinter. They tell me the property where he's trained is just magnificent, Dan.
Well, that's where Ethereal
Yes, did
was
all the
staying at.
training. There's a good shot of him. He's a lovely looking horse.
Just a bit difficult to get into the gates today. I did notice it at the Valley, but they might well win out this time.
Yeah, part owned by Kevin Sheedy.
$1.60 on Super Tap, Bel Esprit. They're set to go. Clemenger, Bloodstock, Maribyrnong Plate.
Right to go, boys.
Racing, Bel Esprit jumped away pretty well. He's closest to the outside rail, and they're all going to go across there. But it's Bel Esprit, and going out pretty quickly is Royal Hero, the first starter. And also up there with them is Wyndham Glory. Nasuno just behind them. Barrenjoey Sunrise is up to about 5th, and then Emma Teller just ridden along a little bit. And Cuzzy is allowed to drift back to last, and Riona sliding forward goes up to about 4th. 600 metres to travel. Bel Esprit on the inside of Royal Heroes in the middle, and Wyndham Glory. Then came Riona. Trying to get through was Nasuno from Cuzzy, Emma Teller, and 3 or 4 lengths to Barrenjoey Sunrise. Emma Teller ran into bother there as dropping out of it was Riona, but it's Bel Esprit 2 lengths in front. Cuzzy's made good ground. It goes to second with Nasuno giving chase. 200 to go though, and it's Bel Esprit about 2.5 lengths in front of Cuzzy, Nasuno. Then came Wyndham Glory, but Bel Esprit is going to make it 2 out of 2. Trelaw riding him comfortably to the post. He'll ease him down, wins at 5 lengths. Got a huge future, this fellow. Bel Esprit the winner. Second home Nasuno, third Cuzzy. They came right away from Wyndham Glory, Barrenjoey Sunrise. Emma Teller had a little luck. It should have finished a lot closer than Riona, and Royal Hero dropped out of it. It finished last, the time 57 seconds.
Yeah, what a beautiful horse, and well, he did what we thought he would, Dan. He's a lovely horse. He's been well educated. He was just sort of wanting to get away a little bit from the outside rail, but that's just greenness with babies. And I noticed getting to the winning post, because he'd got clear of the other horses, he started pricking his ears and actually moved in a little bit, and Wayne Trelaw just had to straighten him up. But, oh, geez, a lovely looking horse.
And strong at the end of the 1,000, like 1,200, you shouldn't worry him either.
No, you can see here he's just sort of having a good look at that outside rail. Wayne Trelaw's just riding him hands and heels. Great to see Wayne Trelaw back. You know, he was a great jockey, Wayne. Well, he's still a great jockey. Just doesn't get the opportunity he deserves.
Look at that action. If anyone would want to mock someone or take someone on, he's just got this style all to his own, Wayne Trelaw, hasn't he?
Yeah, you can just see the horse here. He just sort of moves in a little bit. He's pricked his ears. He said, you know, gee, I'm doing it easy. And Wayne says, no, keep going, keep getting to the line.
He did. He was starting to loaf, wasn't he?
Yes.
Gee, you don't often win Group 2 races that easily.
No.
He looked super impressive in his track work before Cox Plate Day 1, effortlessly there. And every time they win with the 2-year-old, you worry about the class of the race, but he makes it look as if he is a very good horse.
Yeah, you'll watch him here. He'll just move away from that outside rail as he gets to the line. He'll prick his ears, have a look, but that's just greenness. It's often very hard, Dan, when you're riding to get a horse to come right up. Here he goes. He's sort of just ducking in now. Whoops, come on, keep going, Wayne says. Got those ears pricked. Manicato used to do that.
When they're still learning, they can make seemingly little mistakes and win top-class races, Gary.
He is. But gee, isn't he a strong